Oh, it's been a while since we talked about our girl here, Kat Abughazaleh, who's still running for Illinois' ninth district seat from. Oh, I forget the fucking name of the individual that's retiring, that's leaving that seat, who's like, for a Democrat, relatively speaking, not terrible, right? Not like super progressive, but not not the worst. Not the worst of all Democrats. Okay, of all Democrats, it's like Maggie something or something. Whatever. It doesn't matter what her name is. She's retiring relatively soon. In terms of like Democrats, relatively progressive, not that bad. Kat decides to be like, you know what? I'll run for that seat instead. I'm a part of that district. I'll run for it, and basically go ahead and try to see if I can get into Congress, which makes sense. I don't think anyone else for the time being is challenging Kat Abughazaleh, from what I know. And, well, given the fact that she is a native of Chicago, and as we all know, for what is currently occurring in Chicago, despite the fact that there have been multiple court orders saying, like, hey, yeah. Oh man, all that stuff you guys are doing with the Gestapo freaks. Yeah, you need to tone it down. You got to do something about it. And obviously, the Trump administration is not going to listen to any of that stuff because, well, it's all about the sycophantry and illegality with this particular administration. Shouldn't be really surprising that that's the case whatsoever. And it's just generally, if it means like something terrible and abhorrent can fucking happen, the Trump administration's totally gonna 100% be behind all that. And if it's illegal, even better. They love doing illegal shit at the Trump administration. That's like their favorite thing to do. They love doing illegal stuff. They love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So, as we all know, the Gestapo freaks that are gallivanting about unwanted and unneeded throughout a lot of Democratic states are gallivanting about, and a lot of people are not very happy with their presence. Should be fairly obvious why they are not happy with their presence. They just randomly arrest and just randomly deport people without any due process, and they are just thugs. Like, there's no other way to describe ICE's behavior besides thuggish. Just thuggery. I like I like there really is no other way to talk about these motherfuckers besides they are just buffoons, and it's all about just being done for the express purpose of trying to deport as many fucking migrants as illegally as possible. And here's or who they perceive to be migrants, because a lot of the people that also get caught in the crosshairs of the Trump administration in this attempt, I guess, of a deportation sort of a campaign. Sure, a deportation sort of campaign. Are also a lot of green card holders, permanent residents, and also American fucking citizens. The Supreme Court has given ICE the right to basically racially profile people. Like, they see a dude with brown fucking skin speaking a little too much Spanish, they can operate off of reasonable suspicion that they are there illegally. Obviously, if anyone with half a fucking brain cell can understand that that is extremely fucking weird and highly legally dubious at best. Why are they allowed to operate with such impunity? Well, the wizards from on high, the Supreme Court, basically said, like, yeah, they could just do that. It's like, oh, that's cool, that's great and fantastic. And obviously, since these Gestapo freaks are barely trained, have no fucking discipline, are incredibly impetuous, they are just, if you are someone who's willing to stand up to them, who's willing to be like, no, I don't like any of the behavior that you guys are engaging with, you guys can go fuck yourselves, they'll just arrest you. They'll just arrest you and try to hold and detain you. Fuck it. Which is, they're not allowed to do. Again, First Amendment rights. Even if they try to press charges, because very often they try to press charges, they get dropped immediately because, oh, I didn't know that using your First Amendment rights in the United States of America was illegal yet. I mean, the Trump administration would like for it to be illegal because these motherfuckers hate free speech, they hate civil liberties, and they hate people having fucking rights for themselves. Should be fairly fucking obvious with these complete utter charlatans and fucking freaks. But we have Kat Abughazaleh. Obviously, she has been, I think the main sort of protest tactic that she's been using is she would just go in with a bunch of people and just like sit down and have a knitting circle. Like, that's it. She goes in there and just sits down and has a knitting circle. Right? Portland, we all know about the Frog Brigade with all the people in the inflatable fucking costumes just making fun of ICE. Because this is, by the way, if you want to know the most effective way to go after these complete utter charlatans and freaks, you make fun of them. You don't treat them seriously because these people are not serious. They are buffoonish. They are cartoon caricatures. They are incredibly fucking petty, impetuous fucking weirdos. And generally speaking, people do not fucking like them. And now she's being given in federal indictment by the Department of Justice for, I assume, protesting against ICE for the fact that they are doing an invasion of her hometown of Chicago. And illegally, I'm going to keep saying this over and over again, illegally detaining and fucking deporting people based off of the reasonable suspicion that they are an illegal migrant. Obviously, it should go without saying that is non-fucking sensical. But what do we have here from our girl, Kat Abughazaleh?
My name is Kat Abughazaleh. I'm running for Congress in the 9th District of Illinois. And the Department of Justice is charging 6 people, including myself, with federal crimes for exercising our First Amendment rights near ICE's Broadview Processing Center. This is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to...
Keep in mind, she is currently running for Illinois' 9th District, I believe, against no one at the moment. I mean, the current person holding that seat announced their retirement, or her retirement, I believe. Her retirement. I don't remember her name, because I'm really bad with names. Not particularly relevant at this time. We've described that individual before. Overall, for, like, a Democrat, not terrible. Like, decent for Democrat standards. So it's like a take what you can get kind of a situation, which is just like, oh, okay, well, that's nice, I guess.
To silence dissent, a right protected under the First Amendment. This case is a major push by the Trump administration to criminalize protest and punish anyone who speaks out against them. That's why I'm going to fight these unjust charges, but I need your help to do it. As I and others have exercised our First Amendment rights, ICE has hit, dragged, thrown, shot with pepper balls, and tear gassed hundreds of protesters.
Right. There was like if I recall correctly, a relatively viral video of Kat Abughazaleh. Whatever. Abughazaleh. I can't pronounce her name. I suck at pronouncing. Okay, I'm too white for this shit. Of ICE while she was protesting, basically dragging her and throwing her onto the fucking ground. For what reason exactly? She was just there to fucking protest against the actions of fucking ICE. So that's not a crime. You shouldn't be treating American citizens that way. But here's the thing with these, like, Gestapo fucking freaks. They have no problem with how they treat civilians because, well, they themselves could give less of a flying fuck about the life of fucking civilians. They are, well, demons. They're monsters. Like, I genuinely do believe that these people are fucking demons. They are monsters. They are fucking abhorrent. There's, like, no rapport that you can have with these people. Like, they are to be shunned from society. You can't fucking treat these people seriously.
Simply because we had the gall to say that masked men coming into our communities, abducting our neighbors, and terrorizing us cannot be our new normal. And because Chicago doesn't back down from bullies in masks who tear gas our neighborhoods, this administration has resorted to weaponizing the federal justice system to scare us into silence. But we're not going to be silent. The Trump administration wants you to be afraid of speaking out against it and its anti-democratic power grabs. And there are plenty of reasons to be afraid right now, but we have to overcome that fear. This case targets our rights to protest, speak freely, and associate with anyone who disagrees with the government. And while we have seen the unhinged and unlawful tactics this administration has used against the American public,
Mhm.
It's important to remember they're doing this because they are scared. They are wrong. And they know they are on the wrong side of history. We cannot diminish ourselves in the face of these attacks.
True.
That's why we have to unite and stand up for humanity, our rights, and everyone terrorized by Trump's lawless secret police. You'll be hearing regular updates directly from me about this case and how we can use our constitutional rights to resist authoritarianism. And as scary as all of this is, I have spent my career fighting America's backslide into fascism. I'm not going to stop now, and I hope you won't either.
Objectively fucking based there by Kat, because again, she is wholeheartedly correct there. What the Trump administration fundamentally desires, what they ultimately want, is for you to be in fear, for you to disarm, to back down, and no longer put up a resistance to the, let's be honest here, the fucking abhorrence that they are basically orchestrating. The wretched, miserable, sort of terrible behaviors that the Trump administration is engaging in. Because it is terrible and abhorrent. Anyone can objectively see that that is the case. Nobody fucking likes the actions of DHS and ICE. Nobody likes pretty much like all of the actions that Trump has done in terms of fucking policy. He is incredibly, and I mean incredibly fucking unpopular. People do not like what Trump is fucking selling. And they, broadly speaking, have had enough of the fucking bullshit. I would say, broader American people. It's not, listen, not passing the fucking vibe check. It's not passing the fucking smell check anymore. People do not like the actions of this fucking government. And that is an objective fucking fact. So, generally speaking, what do fascists consistently have to rely upon in order to make sure that their power does not get fundamentally fucking challenged? Fear. They have to rely on fear in order to make sure that you sit down, shut up, and take it like a good little fucking piggy. And that's what overall the Trump administration wants. But if there is one thing that a fascist always is, it is a thin-skinned, stupid little baby-backed bitch. And this is consistent with every fucking goddamn fascist. Have you ever seen Stephen Miller fucking speak at interviews? He fucking sucks balls at them, right? He comes off as incredibly preachy, incredibly fucking whiny, petulant, pathetic, and a fucking goddamn motherfucking loser. Nobody fucking likes that motherfucker Stephen Miller. He is a fucking miserable little fucking wretch. And I would also like to say that, broadly speaking, the broader American people, the broader sort of American electorate, also does not like people like fucking Stephen Miller. I have, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, that motherfuckers like Stephen Miller are quite fucking unpopular amongst Americans. So, yeah, the Trump administration knows that they're in the wrong. They know what they're doing is terrible, miserable, and abhorrent. They just don't really give much of a shit, right? Because they feel like they can get away with it. That's why they're doing what they're doing. So it's one of those things where you cannot stop. You have to keep fighting, and you can never, ever, 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 ever give up. Because like I've said this whole entire time, if you decide to give an inch to these people, they will take a mile. You cannot ever, 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 ever stop fighting for your constitutional rights and protections that you have as Americans. Because let's be honest here, with the current people that are in power, if they could take all of that away, they gladly would in a fucking heartbeat. That's not even a fucking question. These motherfuckers, if they could throw you all into the camps today, they would throw you all into the fucking camps. So that's why you have to do everything possible to resist and to fight and not lay down and die. Simply put, this is a fight for survival to get through this. And broadly speaking, I feel like most people within the American public, they understand. they understand that this is a particular sort of abhorrence that I guess that is going on right now in terms of America. This is not something that's going to last forever. However, the problem is that this is just the fundamental of the fundamental Republican Party. This is always what they're going to be like, and for I don't know, I would say the rest of the existence of this party in its current form. So yeah, like Kat Abughazaleh and all those other protesters who are getting basically attacked by the Justice Department illegally, obviously, and in an authoritarian manner, should do everything possible in order to fight back against the oncoming tides of authoritarian, thuggish sort of goonery that this administration always will and will consistently try to pull anytime when it has power. Just like any other fucking goddamn fascist. But yeah, you should probably support, if you can, the lawsuit that Kat Abughazaleh is having against the Trump administration, against the abhorrence that is this sort of fascistic authoritarian fucking wannabe. But yeah, I don't think there's really much else to say besides you should support these gallant protesters in their attempts to protect their own rights from the authoritarian dumbfuck Cheeto that's currently in power. Don't think there's much else to say besides that.